All right. This is Passion Talks with your girl, Connie. And if you're new to the channel, what is this channel is all about is designed to encourage, inspire, and empower you. Now, the topics are all passionate topics. Topics, that means topics that make people passionate. It can range from political, finance, health, and wellness, but my main priority is overall health and wellness. Now, I am a certified personal coach and I have a facility in Georgia, Snellville, Georgia, to be exact, which is called Passion for Fitness. Hence the name Passion. I like being passionate about life and things that make me excited about life. So that name or that word is very dear to me. And that's why I have this channel, Passion Talk, to extend my umbrella of reach to people when it comes to health and wellness, spiritually, physically, and mentally. So the topic's going to either be in them three different departments, somehow, some way. We're going to have fun, talk about topics, all these type of things. Also, I have a background. I have been an accountant for over 20 years. So I have both sides of the world. I have the corporate rigmarole, the business side of it, and also the other side of being an entrepreneur. So I can sort of give you advice, my input, experience, and what I have experienced in this thing we call life. Is it perfect? No, but it's just my take on things. And sometimes just by conversating, communicating, and what your experience is, you may help someone else. And the same out there with you guys. If put in your comments, subscribe to the channel. If it's some way I can better support you guys out there, please let me know. This channel is also pretty much designed for professional women. My niche is Black females, but that's not my all that I focus on. If you're not Black female, doesn't mean you cannot hang out with Connie. Connie does not discriminate in any way, but I know my community is underserved when it comes to topics such as this. So that's where my heart lies. Doesn't mean I don't have the heart for everybody, but that's my niche. And if you are a person who is open to discuss topics that you want to be better at understanding about, not just with your experience or feedback or your who you are, but also just diversity, inclusion, unity. That's what I'm striving with this channel, on top of just having these communication about overall health and wellness. So let's get into it. So my topic today is I want to talk to you who out there who is struggling or feel like you're struggling with balancing life in general. You got work full time, you may have children, you may have a partner, you want to focus on your health and get your workouts in. Well, I'm that person who could definitely can relate to that because I went through a chapter in my life where I was raising my nephew. I was working full time. I was going to school. I was also a personal coach, even at that time, running a business. Now that seems like a lot, and it is. However, if I can do it, that's my slogan with people. If I can do it, I believe you can do it too. So, a word of advice: if you're struggling with trying to balance in everything, that word in itself is wrong to think about. It's no way we can balance everything evenly throughout our lives. So, think about whatever four, let's say, four departments of your life. Let's say work, family, your own entrepreneurship, and maybe even going to school. So many times you may have 1 month where you're focusing more on school, but still just keeping the other things afloat. They may not be where you want them to be, but at least you're keeping them afloat. And then the next month you may be more focused on family, spending time with them. Think about balancing your life in a different type of way because it's hard to balance. And I don't think you can balance all four departments equally, but you can devote certain time frames to them, and then you don't feel so overwhelmed or defeated. So I took that stance when I was doing things as far as doing all my things as far as going to school, because I knew eventually I would be finished with school, which would predicate myself having more time to work on my business or just focus more on my corporate career. There are other ways you have to look at it. It won't stay the same. Just keep doing what you need to do and just do your best. One thing that I noticed also is that people either do it or don't do it at all. Well, be okay with doing it, but being in the middle. And then some months or some weeks, you're going to be absolutely amazing. And some weeks, you're not going to be where you want to be. But the key is stay consistent. That word resonates through my whole being, consistency. I kept getting it. I kept going. I kept going to school. I kept working on my business. I kept getting to work, giving my all as an accountant, doing the things I know I need to get to where I would like to be. Well, eventually I end up finishing school. I went back to school to get my master's. I ended up finishing. And that's something I'm grateful that I did. The 2 years I devoted for that time, I took that time out, and it was not necessarily taken away completely from the other departments, but I did see a decrease of maybe hanging out with my friends, a little decrease in far as working on my business. But in the hindsight, when I look back, it was so beneficial because everything I learned can help me in every factor of my life. With my business as an accountant, all these things really was worth taking them 2 years to adjust. So don't feel overwhelmed. Don't feel like you can't do it, and you can do it. Now, me being a certified trainer or coach, as I prefer to say, is that when it comes to your health and wellness, I cannot reiterate enough the importance of going at your pace, keeping yourself around people who are going to keep you accountable. That's what personal coaching is so valuable. Yeah, everybody out there knows how to work out, can pop on a video on YouTube or what have you. The difference in the progress, but if that worked, we wouldn't have the obesity problem, right? So it's not just about having access to something. It's about finding that personal coach, maybe even myself, that can keep you accountable and keep you engaged and keep you wanting to do better. That's the key. I call myself a coach because I am here to show you how to do something and then expect you to get better with it without my help. It's a partnership when I'm working with my clients. It's not a dictatorship. And how I try to train my clients, and if you decide to go with a personal coach, make sure they understand your lifestyle. I would never put out the demands on a student as I would a full-time working mother who maybe even have their own business. The demands and the time frames that are available to work out is totally different. But also the piece that the life piece is so important to me. So that's why I'm always emphasizing with Passion Talk and Passion for Fitness the importance of physical, spiritual, and mental. So these things come to play when I am designing your workout program. So make sure you know, have a coach that understands your lifestyle. And if they don't ask the questions, you let them know what your lifestyle is, how you have to travel to work, how many hours you're in the car, all this. So they understand what you're dealing with when you leave their facility. It's so important to understand that. That way, the communication is better, demands is not out of the realm of what they can do with the time frame they do have. So with a person such as that, or an athlete, as I call them, I would give them very short, brisk, fast-paced workouts, like a circuit that is less time, but able to burn calories, for example. Their meal plans, I would predicate that meal plan on far as do they have time to do prep? Believe it or not, some people just don't have time to do prep, or as prepping their meals, or even knowing how to cook. I'm not a good cook, and I'm not the only one out there. So knowing what my client can do and cannot do in the kitchen is valuable also. So I might recommend a meal plan which is more conducive to easy, simple meal prepping or meals, or either also giving them ideas if they have to eat at a restaurant, what they need to choose off that menu. So all these things can make you more successful in seeing the results you need to see or desire to see when you decide to reach out and have a personal coach and focus more on your health and wellness. Now, I'm a big advocate for making sure you're staying active and fit. And the reason why is because I have seen, not just in my life, once you start feeling better physically, it resonates in every part of your life, every part. You walk different, you talk different, your shoulders are pulled back, you feel stronger. And that resonates. I tell people all the time, whatever you are is going to make you better. It is going to make you more effective. So take true to making sure you're staying active and understand if you have a season where you're only able to get in 30 minutes at the gym as opposed to your regular 1 hour and 15 minutes, the point is that you're staying consistent. And eventually life changes. Why? Because it always changes. And you're going to be able to do that 1 hour again. Just don't completely stop. So that's another piece of it. And lastly, what I would like to leave you guys with is this. If you find the tribe, the person or the friend who can keep you accountable, keep them close. You always want to pick someone who either is fitter than you in this thing called fitness and life, even life, or either has that drive a little bit more hungry than you may be at the time. Why? Because it helps you reach bigger and better. If you have someone who is equal, you maybe even not even realize that you become complacent with each other, as far as keeping each other accountable, as far as your workouts, or if it's just accountability partner for other areas of your life, as far as working on your business, going to school. Make sure they're ahead of you to some degree so they can filter back down to you things they already been through. And also it just resonates. The energy is different when you have someone around you who is just more into it, whatever that may be, than yourself. I have found that in my life, my mentors are definitely more advanced in the areas I want to be advanced in. So I surround myself with them. And the reason being, it just makes things much easier for me. It helps me not make the same mistakes that they have made because I can hear from their experiences. And in that, you're going to filter down to your group that is coming up behind you. So it's all about just filtering that water down and working with each other and working with people who either at a higher level than you or either below you, meaning the below piece of it is that you give back. So I'm always trying to give back to my clients the things that I learned from my mentors, how to deal with life, how to make life more fulfilling and going after things that you would like to have. It makes a difference when you have these elements in place. So leaving you guys with that is a lot, but at the end of the day, stay consistent, understanding health, wellness is all conducive to if you're physically, spiritually, and mentally healthy. Now, that is going to take some work, and it's an ongoing work and dedication to keep them 3 areas of your life getting better. But you can do it. I can do it. You can do it. We all can do it and be more effective. So remember, when you need some motivation, if you need to be encouraged, inspired, or empowered, stop it right here with your girl Connie on Passion Talks. Until next time, God bless. Go get it. Go get it.